Picture this: medieval castles perched on misty hilltops, fairy tale villages with cobblestone streets, world-class museums housing priceless treasures, and beer gardens where centuries-old traditions come alive. Imagine pristine alpine lakes reflecting snow-capped peaks, Gothic cathedrals that took centuries to build, and vibrant cities where history meets cutting-edge innovation. This isn't a dream. This is Germany, a country where every corner tells a story, every landscape takes your breath away, and every experience becomes an unforgettable memory. From the bustling streets of Berlin to the romantic Rhine Valley, from Bavarian castles to North Sea shores, Germany offers a journey through time, culture, and natural beauty that will captivate your soul and leave you planning your return before you've even left. Welcome to Germany, the heart of Europe, in a land of extraordinary contrast. This remarkable country seamlessly blends rich historical heritage with modern innovation, creating a destination that satisfies every type of traveler. Germany's diverse landscapes span from the dramatic alpine peaks in the south to the windswept North Sea coastline, from dense Black Forest regions to the rolling hills of wine country. With 16 distinct states each offering unique cultural experiences, architectural marvels, and culinary traditions, Germany provides an incredible tapestry of experiences waiting to be discovered. The country's strategic location in Central Europe has shaped its fascinating history, making it a crossroads of cultures, ideas, and artistic movements. From Roman settlements to medieval trading routes, from Reformation beginnings to modern reunification, Germany's story is written in its magnificent architecture, world-renowned museums, and vibrant cultural scenes. Whether you're drawn to world-class classical music venues, cutting-edge contemporary art galleries, traditional folk festivals, or innovative culinary scenes, Germany delivers experiences that will enrich your understanding of European culture and history. Berlin stands as one of Europe's most dynamic and historically significant capitals, a city where past and present collide in fascinating ways. The German capital pulses with creative energy, from its world-famous street art covering remnants of the Berlin Wall to its cutting-edge galleries and experimental music venues. Walking through Berlin feels like traveling through different eras. One moment you're standing before the neoclassical grandeur of Museum Island. The next you're exploring trendy neighborhoods like Kreuzberg or Prenzlauer Berg, where industrial buildings have been transformed into hip cafes, boutique shops, and artistic spaces. The city's complex history is palpable everywhere you go. Checkpoint Charlie reminds visitors of the Cold War division, while the Holocaust Memorial provides a powerful space for reflection and remembrance. Berlin's cultural scene is unparalleled, with over 170 museums, 3 opera houses, and countless theaters. The nightlife is legendary, from underground techno clubs in abandoned buildings to sophisticated cocktail bars in former East Berlin. Food markets like Markt der Neuen showcase both traditional German cuisine and international flavors, reflecting Berlin's multicultural character. The city's extensive park system, including the massive Tiergarten, provides green spaces perfect for cycling, picnicking, or simply escaping the urban energy. Munich, Bavaria's crown jewel, perfectly embodies the romantic image many have of Germany. This elegant city combines Alpine charm with sophisticated urban culture, creating an atmosphere that's both gemütlich, cozy, and cosmopolitan. The historic city center, dominated by the Gothic towers of the Frauenkirche and the ornate Rathaus Glockenspiel in Traditional beer halls like the famous Hofbräuhaus serve massive steins of locally brewed beer alongside hearty Bavarian specialties, while elegant restaurants offer refined interpretations of regional cuisine. Munich's cultural offerings rival those of much larger cities. The Kunstareal district houses world-class art museums, including the Alte Pinakothek, with its incredible collection of European masters. The city's proximity to the Alps makes it an ideal base for day trips to fairytale castles like Neuschwanstein or outdoor adventures in the Bavarian countryside. Seasonal attractions add special magic. The Christmas markets transform the city into a winter wonderland, while Oktoberfest brings millions of visitors for the world's largest beer festival. The English Garden, larger than New York's Central Park, offers urban recreation including the famous Eastbach surfing spot where locals surf year-round on an artificial river wave. Leipzig, known as the City of Music, holds a special place in both German cultural history and the peaceful revolution that led to reunification. This Saxon city resonates with musical heritage. Johann Sebastian Bach worked here for 27 years, and the St. Theo Thomas Church, where he served as cantor, still hosts world-renowned concerts by the Thomaner Chorboys Choir. The Gewandhaus Orchestra, one of the world's oldest civic orchestras, continues Leipzig's musical tradition in a stunning modern concert art hall. The city's compact historic center showcases beautiful architecture spanning several centuries. The Old Town Hall, now housing the Museum of City History, represents Renaissance civic architecture at its finest. Leipzig's role in the 1989 peaceful revolution is commemorated throughout the city, particularly at the Nikolaikirche, where Monday prayers became massive demonstrations that helped bring down the Berlin Wall. The city's numerous parks and gardens, including the Palmengarten Tropical Greenhouse Complex, provide peaceful retreats. Leipzig's vibrant student population, thanks to one of Germany's oldest universities, keeps the city young and energetic, with excellent cafes, bookshops, and cultural venues filling the historic streets. Hamburg, Germany's second-largest city, captivates visitors with its maritime character and surprising sophistication. Built around the massive port on the Elbe River, Hamburg feels more like a Scandinavian city than a typical German destination. The historic Speicherstadt, the world's largest warehouse district, is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site featuring red brick Gothic revival buildings reflected in narrow canals. This area houses the stunning Elbphilharmonie Concert Hall, whose wave-like glass structure has become Hamburg's new architectural icon and offers spectacular city views from its public plaza. The infamous Reeperbahn in the Sinterormicht Poly district pulses with nightlife energy, though the area has evolved far beyond its red light reputation to include innovative restaurants, craft cocktail bars, and live music venues. Hamburg's numerous canals have earned it the nickname Venice of the North, and boat tours reveal the city from unique perspectives. The fish market, operating since 1703, comes alive early Sunday mornings with vendors hawking fresh seafood, flowers, and local produce while live bands play in the market hall. Hamburg's green spaces, including Planten und Blumen Park with its impressive water features and Japanese garden, provide peaceful contrast to the bustling commercial districts. Stuttgart seamlessly blends high-tech industry with cultural sophistication, creating a unique urban experience in southwestern Germany. As the birthplace of the automobile, Stuttgart houses the impressive Mercedes-Benz and Porsche museums, showcasing automotive history and innovation through stunning displays and interactive exhibits. The city's position in a valley surrounded by vineyards creates a distinctive landscape where urban sophistication meets wine country charm. The Stuttgart State Opera and Ballet enjoy international recognition, performing in the modernist opera house that's considered one of the world's leading venues. The historic center features beautiful architecture, including the old castle housing the Württemberg State Museum and the new palace showcasing Baroque grandeur. Stuttgart's numerous parks and green spaces, including the Wilhelma Zoo and Botanical Garden with its stunning Art Nouveau architecture, provide recreation and natural beauty within the city. The surrounding region offers excellent hiking trails through vineyards and forests, while the nearby Black Forest provides easy access to traditional German landscapes and culture. Baden-Baden epitomizes European spa elegance, a resort town that has attracted royalty, writers, and celebrities for over 2,000 years. Nestled in the Black Forest foothills, this sophisticated destination combines natural thermal springs with world-class cultural amenities. The historic spa district centers around the opulent Friedrichsbad and modern Caracalla Spa, where visitors can experience traditional Roman-Irish bathing rituals or contemporary wellness treatments using the naturally occurring mineral-rich waters. The town's Belle Epoque architecture reflects its 19th century golden age when European aristocracy made Baden-Baden their summer playground. The famous Casino Baden-Baden, one of the world's most beautiful gambling establishments, occupies an ornate building that inspired Dostoevsky's The Gambler. The Festspielhaus, Germany's largest opera and concert hall, hosts world-class performances year-round. Baden-Baden's location provides easy access to Black Forest hiking trails, traditional villages, and scenic drives through dense forests and rolling hills dotted with traditional half-timbered houses. Lake Constance, known locally as Bodensee, creates a stunning natural border between Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. This massive lake, fed by the Rhine River, offers Mediterranean-like climate and scenery that feels almost tropical compared to other German regions. The German shore features charming towns like Konstanz, with its well-preserved medieval center and impressive Gothic cathedral, and Lindau, built on an island and connected to the mainland by bridges. The lake region combines natural beauty with cultural attractions. Mainau Island, known as the Flower Island, showcases spectacular botanical gardens in a Baroque park setting surrounding an 18th century palace. Reichenau Island, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, preserves remarkable Carolingian churches and frescoes that illuminate medieval European Christianity. The surrounding countryside offers cycling paths through orchards and vineyards, while the lake itself provides opportunities for swimming, sailing, and boat excursions. The nearby Alps create a dramatic backdrop, and on clear days, visitors can see snow-capped peaks reflected in the lake's surface. Hohenzollern Castle rises dramatically from its hilltop perch like something from a fairy tale, embodying the romantic castle ideal that draws millions to Germany. Located about 50 kilometers south of Stuttgart, this neo-Gothic masterpiece represents the ancestral seat of the Hohenzollern dynasty, which included German emperors and Prussian kings. The current castle, the third built on this site, dates from the mid-19th century and showcases the romantic historicism popular during that era. The castle's interior houses an impressive collection of royal artifacts, including Frederick the Great's uniform and the Prussian royal crown. The armory displays medieval weapons and armor, while the castle's rooms are furnished with period pieces that bring royal history to life. The panoramic views from the castle's towers extend across the Swabian countryside, with the Black Forest visible in the distance. The approach to the castle, whether by foot up the winding path or by shuttle bus, builds anticipation as the fortress gradually reveals itself through the trees, creating one of Germany's most photographed and memorable experiences. Eltz Castle stands as one of Europe's most perfectly preserved medieval castles, hidden in a forested valley along the Moselle River. This remarkable fortress has remained in the same family for over 850 years, making it a living piece of German history. Unlike many castles that were destroyed and rebuilt, Eltz Castle survived wars and social upheavals intact, preserving authentic medieval architecture and interiors that transport visitors back to the Middle Ages. The castle's unique architecture reflects 8 centuries of building phases, creating a complex structure of towers, half-timbered sections, and stone walls that seem to grow organically from the rocky outcrop. The interior preserves original furnishings, artwork, and weapons collections spanning multiple centuries. The armory houses over 500 pieces, including rare medieval weapons and armor. The treasury displays precious objects including gold and silver work, jewelry, and religious earthen artifacts. The castle's setting in the Eltz Forest creates a mystical atmosphere, with ancient trees surrounding the fortress and hiking trails providing various approaches and viewpoints for photography and exploration. Berchtesgaden sits in Germany's southeastern corner, surrounded by dramatic alpine peaks and pristine lakes that create some of the country's most spectacular scenery. This Bavarian town serves as the gateway to Berchtesgaden National Park, where rugged mountains, crystal-clear lakes, and traditional alpine culture combine to offer quintessential German mountain experiences. The town itself charms visitors with traditional Bavarian architecture, painted facades, and a market square dominated by the Baroque Collegiate Church. The area's complex history includes both spiritual and political elements. The salt mine, operating for over 500 years, offers underground tours through illuminated tunnels and underground lakes, showcasing the industry that built the region's wealth. The nearby Eagle's Nest, Hitler's mountain retreat, now serves as a restaurant and memorial site accessible by a dramatic bus ride up the mountain and an elevator through solid rock. The surrounding landscape offers world-class hiking, with trails leading to mountain huts, alpine lakes, and summit views across the Austrian border. Traditional Bavarian culture thrives here, with authentic folk festivals, wood-carving workshops, and restaurants serving regional specialties in cozy, pine-paneled dining rooms. Gendarmenmarkt represents Berlin's most architecturally harmonious square, showcasing neoclassical grandeur that rivals Europe's greatest urban spaces. This perfectly proportioned square centers around the Konzerthaus, Berlin's premier classical music venue, flanked by the twin French and German cathedrals. The architectural ensemble, largely designed by Carl Friedrich Schinkel in the early 19th century, creates a sense of balanced elegance that makes this one of Germany's most photographed locations. The French cathedral houses a museum dedicated to the history of Berlin's Huguenot community, while the German cathedral focuses on German parliamentary history and democracy. The Konzerthaus, home to the Konzerthaus Orchester Berlin, hosts world-class classical concerts, opera, and the ballet performances in an acoustically superb hall. The surrounding area features upscale restaurants, boutique shops, and cafes that make this district perfect for evening strolls. During winter, the square hosts one of Berlin's most elegant Christmas markets, with wooden stalls selling crafts, food, and Glühwein creating a magical atmosphere against the illuminated neoclassical architecture. Chiemsee, Bavaria's largest lake, offers a perfect combination of natural beauty and cultural heritage in an alpine setting. Known as the Bavarian Sea, this expansive lake provides a playground for water sports enthusiasts, while its islands house remarkable historical sites. The surrounding landscape of rolling hills, traditional villages, and distant alpine peaks creates scenery that embodies the romantic German countryside ideal. Herreninsel, the lake's largest island, housed King Ludwig II's Versailles-inspired Herrenchiemsee Palace. This opulent Baroque palace, though never completed, showcases the Bavarian king's extravagant vision with elaborate staterooms, formal gardens, and a hall of mirrors that rivals its French inspiration. Fraueninsel, a smaller island, houses a Benedictine nunnery dating from 782 AD, where nuns still live and work, producing traditional pottery and liqueurs. The island's fishing village atmosphere, with traditional restaurants serving fresh lake fish, provides a peaceful retreat. The lake itself offers excellent swimming, sailing, and fishing, while the surrounding region features cycling paths, hiking trails, and traditional Bavarian inns serving regional specialties. Heilbad Heiligenstadt, nestled in the green heart of Thuringia, represents traditional German spa culture at its most authentic. This charming town, surrounded by forested hills and pastoral landscapes, has been a spa destination for centuries, drawing visitors seeking healing waters and peaceful natural surroundings. The town's compact center preserves medieval and Baroque architecture, creating an intimate atmosphere where half-timbered houses line cobblestone streets. The spa facilities utilize natural mineral springs that have been renowned for their therapeutic properties since medieval times. Modern wellness centers combine traditional treatments with contemporary therapies, offering visitors comprehensive health and relaxation experiences. The surrounding Eichsfeld region provides excellent hiking opportunities through ancient beech forests, past traditional villages, and along streams and valleys that showcase central German natural beauty. The town's cultural life centers around the historic market square, where festivals and markets bring locals and visitors together. Traditional restaurants serve Thuringian specialties, including the famous Thuringian sausages and hearty regional dishes made with local ingredients. Nymphenburg Palace stands as one of Europe's most magnificent Baroque royal residences, showcasing the opulent lifestyle of Bavarian rulers over 3 centuries. located in Munich's western suburbs. This sprawling palace complex combines stunning architecture with extensive gardens that create a masterpiece of European palace design. The main palace, begun in 1664 as a summer residence for the Bavarian electors, grew over time into an elaborate complex of pavilions, galleries, and dependencies. The palace interior preserves original Baroque and Rococo decorations, including the famous Gallery of Beauties commissioned by King Ludwig III. The staterooms feature elaborate frescoes, gilded stucco work, and period furnishings that illustrate royal court life. The extensive palace park, designed in French formal style and later transformed into an English landscape garden, encompasses 490 acres of lawns, lakes, canals, and architectural follies. The park houses several smaller palaces, including the Amalienburg Hunting Lodge, considered one of the finest examples of European Rococo architecture. The palace's porcelain manufactory, still in operation, continues the tradition of creating fine Nymphenburg porcelain that has been prized by collectors for centuries. The Bode Museum, occupying a prominent position on Berlin's Museum Island, houses one of the world's most comprehensive collections of sculpture and Byzantine art. This neo-Baroque building, completed in 1904, creates an impressive architectural setting for masterpieces spanning from early Christian times through the 18th century. The museum's unique approach integrates sculpture with paintings, decorative arts, and coins to create comprehensive historical narratives. The sculpture collection includes works by masters like Donatello, Giovanni Bologna, and Antonio Canova, displayed in galleries that recreate historical room settings. The Byzantine collection, one of the world's most important, features icons, mosaics, and liturgical objects that illuminate the artistic and spiritual world of the Eastern Christian Empire. The museum's coin collection, numbering over 500 pieces, tells economic and political history through numismatic art. The building itself, with its distinctive dome and riverside location, provides stunning views across the Spree River to central Berlin, making it both an architectural landmark and a world-class cultural destination. The Rhine Valley, between Mainz and Cologne, presents one of Europe's most romantic river landscapes, where medieval castles crown vine-covered hills and picturesque towns line both riverbanks. This UNESCO World Heritage stretch of the Rhine River embodies the German romantic ideal that inspired countless poets, painters, and composers. The river valley combines natural beauty with human history, creating landscapes where ancient trade routes, military fortifications, and winemaking traditions that tell the story of European civilization. Dramatic castles like Marksburg, Rheinfels, and Katz overlook the river from strategic hilltop positions, their medieval walls and towers creating silhouettes that define the valley's character. Historic towns like Bacharach, Boppard, and Rudesheim preserve half-timbered architecture and winemaking traditions dating back centuries. River cruises provide the classic way to experience the valley, with vessels ranging from dayboats to luxury cruise ships offering different perspectives on the constantly changing scenery. The steep vineyard slopes produce excellent Riesling wines, And traditional wine festivals throughout the region celebrate local viticulture with tastings, folk music, and regional cuisine served in historic settings. Königssee, often called Germany's most beautiful lake, lies hidden deep in the Bavarian Alps like a pristine emerald jewel. This glacial lake, surrounded by dramatic limestone cliffs that rise nearly vertically from the water's edge, creates some of the most spectacular alpine scenery in Central Europe. The lake's unusual shape, stretching for nearly 8 kilometers through a narrow valley, means it can only be explored by foot or by the electric boats that have provided silent transportation across its crystal-clear waters for over a century. The famous boat trip to St. Bartholomew showcases the lake's acoustic properties when the boat captain plays a trumpet that echoes dramatically off the surrounding cliff faces. The pilgrimage church of St. Bartholomew, with its distinctive red onion domes, sits on a small peninsula and houses a restaurant famous for fresh fish caught in the lake's pristine waters. Advanced hikers can continue to the lake's southern end, where the smaller Obersee reveals even more dramatic alpine scenery, including waterfalls cascading down vertical rock faces. The surrounding Berchtesgaden National Park protects this pristine ecosystem, ensuring that future generations can experience these landscapes much as they appeared centuries ago. Sanssouci Palace and Park in Potsdam represents the pinnacle of Prussian Rococo architecture and landscape design. Created as Frederick the Great's summer retreat and philosophical sanctuary. The name Sanssouci, meaning without worries, perfectly captures the spirit of this elegant complex where the philosopher kings sought to escape the burdens of rule. The palace, designed by Georg Wenceslaus von Knobelsdorff, sits atop terraced vineyards that create a dramatic approach and showcase the integration of architecture with landscape. The palace interior preserves Frederick's private apartments, including his library and music room where he composed flute concertos and entertained Voltaire and other Enlightenment figures. The Rococo decoration throughout the palace represents some of Europe's finest 18th century interior design, with elaborate gilded stucco work, painted ceilings, and period furnishings creating an atmosphere of refined elegance. The surrounding park encompasses 290 hectares of landscape gardens, Baroque parterres, and architectural follies including the Chinese tea house, the Roman baths, and the New Palace, a much larger Baroque structure that demonstrated Prussian power and wealth to European visitors. The Kaiser Wilhelm Memorial Church in Berlin's bustling Kurfürstendamm district serves as a powerful symbol of peace and reconciliation. Its war-damaged spire deliberately preserved as a memorial to the destruction of World War II. The original neo-Romanesque church, completed in 1895 to honor Kaiser Wilhelm I, was severely damaged during Allied bombing raids in 1943, leaving only the western tower and entrance hall as ruins. The post-war reconstruction created a unique architectural ensemble that combines the preserved ruins with striking modern additions designed by Egon Eiermann. The new church, completed in 1963, features distinctive blue glass walls that create ethereal interior lighting, making it one of Berlin's most recognizable landmarks. The Memorial Hall in the Old Tower Houses exhibits documenting the church's history and Berlin's wartime destruction, while the new sanctuary provides a space for reflection and worship that emphasizes peace and reconciliation themes. The surrounding area, including the bustling shopping district and the nearby Europa Center, illustrates Berlin's remarkable transformation from wartime destruction to modern prosperity. The Reichstag building stands as a powerful symbol of German democracy. Its glass dome offering panoramic views over Berlin while representing transparency in government. The original structure, completed in 1804 to house the German parliament, survived fire in bombing during World War II, and decades of disuse during the divided city period. The building's resurrection began with German reunification, when architect Sir Norman Foster created a spectacular renovation that transformed the historic structure into a modern parliamentary facility. Foster's signature glass dome, accessible to the public via a spiral ramp, provides 360-degree views across Berlin while allowing natural light to illuminate the parliamentary chamber below. The dome's advanced environmental systems make the building energy efficient while serving as a metaphor for transparent democracy. Visitors can observe parliamentary sessions from the public galleries, tour the building's historical exhibitions, and enjoy meals in the rooftop restaurant. The Reichstag's location near the Brandenburg Gate and the government quarter makes it a focal point for understanding modern German history and politics while experiencing contemporary Berlin's dynamic urban landscape. Teufelsberg, Berlin's highest point, offers unique perspectives on the city's complex Cold War history and contemporary urban development. This artificial hill, built from the rubble of wartime destruction, rises 120 meters above the surrounding Grunewald forest and was topped during the Cold War with a massive American listening station designed to intercept Soviet communications. The abandoned radar domes and monitoring equipment now create a surreal landscape where nature reclaims military installations. The site has evolved into an open-air gallery where street artists create large-scale murals on the abandoned buildings, making it a pilgrimage destination for urban art enthusiasts. The panoramic views from the summit encompass central Berlin's skyline, the surrounding forests and lakes, and the distant outline of the city's modern architectural landmarks. Guided tours explain the facility's intelligence-gathering role during the Cold War, while hiking trails through the surrounding Grunewald forest provide peaceful natural retreats within the urban environment. The contrast between Teufelsberg's military history and its current role as an artistic and recreational space perfectly illustrates Berlin's ability to transform painful historical sites into places of creativity and reflection. Dresden's Frauenkirche stands as one of Europe's most moving symbols of destruction, reconstruction, and reconciliation. This Baroque Protestant church, originally completed in 1743, was considered one of Germany's architectural masterpieces until Allied bombing destroyed it in February 1945. For decades, the ruins remained as a war memorial in East Germany. But after reunification, an ambitious reconstruction project rebuilt the church using original stones where possible and traditional craftsmanship techniques. The reconstructed church, completed in 2005, preserves the scars of war through darkened original stones integrated with new lighter-colored limestone, creating a powerful visual reminder of destruction and renewal. The interior recreates the original Baroque splendor, with elaborate galleries, painted ceiling frescoes, and a magnificent organ that continues the church's musical traditions. The dome, accessible by guided tours, provides spectacular views across Dresden's reconstructed historic center in the Elbe River Valley. The church now serves as a symbol of peace and reconciliation, hosting concerts, services, and cultural events that emphasize unity and understanding between former enemies. The Brandenburg Gate stands as Berlin's most iconic landmark and a powerful symbol of German reunification and European unity. This neoclassical triumphal arch, completed in 1791, originally marked the entrance to Berlin and served as a symbol of peace. During the Cold War, the gate stood isolated in the death strip between East and West Berlin, becoming a potent symbol of division when the Berlin Wall was built directly in front of it. The gate's 12 Doric columns support the quadriga, a sculpture of the goddess Victoria driving a four-horse chariot that has witnessed Berlin's tumultuous history. During Nazi rule, the gate became a symbol of the regime during the Cold War. It represented division, and since 1989, it has symbolized unity and freedom. The surrounding Parischerplatz has been carefully reconstructed to recreate its pre-war elegance, with the restored Hotel Adlon, embassy buildings, and the Academy of Arts creating a harmonious ensemble. Today, the gate serves as the backdrop for national celebrations, political demonstrations, and cultural events, while millions of visitors pass through its arches each year, continuing its role as Berlin's most important ceremonial entrance. Cologne Cathedral dominates the city's skyline as one of the world's greatest Gothic architectural achievements. Its twin spires rising 157 meters above the Rhine River. Construction began in 1248 and continued for over 600 years, with the cathedral finally completed in 1880 according to original medieval plans. This UNESCO World Heritage Site showcases Gothic architecture at its most ambitious, with flying buttresses, pointed arches, and elaborate stone tracery creating a vertical thrust that seems to reach toward heaven. The cathedral's interior contains priceless treasures, including the Shrine of the Three Kings, a golden reliquary containing what are believed to be the remains of the biblical Magi. The magnificent stained glass windows span 8 centuries of artistic achievement, from medieval masterpieces to contemporary works by Gerhard Richter. The cathedral treasury houses medieval manuscripts, liturgical objects, and religious art that illustrate European Christian culture's development. Climbing the 533 steps to the South Tower's viewing platform rewards visitors with panoramic views across Cologne and the Rhine Valley, while the cathedral's concerts and services continue its role as a living center of worship and culture. Frankfurt am Main presents a unique German urban experience, combining medieval origins with modern international significance as Europe's financial capital. The city's dramatic skyline, unusual in Germany, earns it the nickname Manhattan for its cluster of skyscrapers housing major banks, corporations, and the European Central Bank. This vertical development creates striking contrast with the reconstructed medieval Altstadt and the palm tree-lined museum embankment along the main river. The historic Römerberg Square, carefully reconstructed after wartime destruction, preserves the scale and character of medieval Frankfurt with half-timbered buildings housing restaurants, shops, and the city's historic city hall. Frankfurt's cultural offerings rival those of much larger cities, with the Stadel Museum housing one of Germany's most important art collections, spanning 7 centuries from medieval to contemporary works. The Palmengarten, one of Europe's largest botanical gardens, provides tropical and subtropical plant collections in stunning Victorian-era glasshouses. Frankfurt's international character is evident in its diverse neighborhoods. World-class restaurants representing dozens of cuisines, and cultural events that reflect its role as a global financial center and transportation hub. Berlin Fernsehturm, the Berlin Television Tower, rising 368 meters above Alexanderplatz, dominates Berlin's skyline as the tallest structure in Germany and a symbol of the former East Germany's technological ambitions. Completed in 1969, this concrete and steel tower was designed to demonstrate socialist architectural achievement while providing television transmission capabilities for the divided city. The tower's distinctive sphere and spike design creates one of Europe's most recognizable urban landmarks. The observation deck and revolving restaurant at 203 meters offer spectacular panoramic views across Berlin, allowing visitors to identify landmarks throughout the sprawling metropolis. On clear days, the views extend to the distant Brandenburg countryside, while the restaurant's slow rotation provides changing perspectives over the course of a meal. The tower's unintended Christian symbolism, sunlight reflecting off the sphere creates a cross pattern, became a source of embarrassment for the atheist East German government. Today, the tower serves as a popular tourist attraction and a symbol of Berlin's complex history. Its space-age design representing the optimistic technological vision of the 1960s, while its commanding presence makes it visible from throughout the city. Charlottenburg Palace and Park. Charlottenburg Palace represents Berlin's most magnificent Baroque royal residence, showcasing the opulent lifestyle of Prussian kings and queens over 3 centuries. Originally built as a summer palace for Queen Sophie Charlotte in 1695, the complex grew through successive expansions into a sprawling ensemble of buildings, gardens, and architectural features that rival Versailles in scope and ambition. The palace's lavish interior preserves original Baroque and Rococo decorations that create an immersive experience of royal court life. The Old Palace features the spectacular Golden Gallery, a masterpiece of Rococo interior design with gilded mirrors, elaborate stucco work, and painted ceilings that exemplify 18th century luxury. The new wing house's royal apartments furnished with period pieces, while the palace's collection includes important paintings, porcelain, and decorative arts. The extensive palace gardens combine formal Baroque parterres with English landscape design, creating peaceful walkways, hidden pavilions, and seasonal flower displays. The mausoleum houses the tombs of Queen Louise and other Prussian royals, while the Belvedere Pavilion contains a remarkable collection of Berlin porcelain that illustrates the development of this distinctive artistic medium. Tiergarten Park provides Berlin's green heart, a vast urban oasis that spans 520 acres in the city center and offers residents and visitors alike a peaceful retreat from metropolitan intensity. Originally designed as a royal hunting ground, the park was transformed in the 19th century into an English ideal landscape garden with winding paths, hidden lakes, meadows, and dense woodlands that create surprising intimacy within the urban environment. The park's central location makes it easily accessible from major attractions while providing crucial green space for recreation, relaxation, and cultural events. The Victory Column, rising from the park's center, commemorates Prussian military victories while offering panoramic city views from its observation platform. Numerous monuments throughout the park reflect German history, including memorials to composers, writers, and political figures. The park's network of paths attracts joggers, cyclists, and walkers, while hidden beer gardens and cafes provide refreshment in natural settings. During summer, the park hosts open-air concerts, festivals, and cultural events that bring Berliners together for shared experiences. The English Garden section, with its rose garden and formal plantings, provides more structured beauty, while the wilder areas offer opportunities to spot urban wildlife and enjoy seasonal changes in the urban forest. Herrenhäuser Garten Gardens. Herrenhäuser Garten in Hanover represents one of Europe's most important Baroque garden complexes, where formal French garden design reaches its Germanic pinnacle. The Great Garden, originally created in the late 17th century for the Dukes of Brunswick-Lüneburg, showcases mathematical precision in landscape design with geometric parterres, fountains, sculptures, and perfectly aligned tree alleys that create visual harmony across 50 hectares. The garden's restoration to its Baroque glory makes it a masterpiece of historical landscape architecture. The Baroque parterre features intricate patterns created with colored gravel, seasonal flowers, and precisely trimmed hedges that change throughout the year while maintaining their geometric perfection. The fountain system, powered by historical technology, creates spectacular water displays that reach heights of 80 meters, making them visible from throughout the city. The garden sculpture program includes original Baroque pieces and contemporary additions that create dialogue between historical and modern artistic vision. The reconstructed palace provides a magnificent backdrop for the formal gardens, while housing cultural events and exhibitions. The Mountain Garden section offers more informal landscapes with rare plants, while the Georgian Garden showcases English landscape design principles for comparison with the formal Baroque approach. The Humboldt Forum. In Berlin's reconstructed city palace represents one of Europe's most ambitious cultural projects, combining world-class ethnological collections with contemporary dialogue about global cultures and colonial history. This massive complex, completed in 2001, recreates the Baroque facade of the former Prussian royal palace while housing ultra-modern museum spaces, cultural venues, and public facilities that make it a new center for international cultural exchange. The forum's collections include artifacts from Asia, Africa, the Americas, and Oceania that provide comprehensive perspectives on human cultural achievement while addressing complex questions about colonial history and cultural repatriation. Interactive displays, multimedia presentations, and temporary exhibitions create engaging experiences that encourage visitors to think critically about cultural relationships and global interconnectedness. The building's architecture combines historical recreation with contemporary design, featuring a modern glass courtyard that serves as the heart of the complex. The rooftop terraces provide spectacular views across central Berlin, while the public spaces host concerts, lectures, and cultural events that continue Berlin's tradition as a center for international dialogue and understanding. Marienplatz serves as Munich's historic heart and social center, where Gothic architecture, traditional Bavarian culture, and modern urban life converge in spectacular fashion. This pedestrian square, dominated by the ornate new town hall with its famous glockenspiel, creates a stage where daily life unfolds against a backdrop of architectural splendor. The glockenspiel performance, featuring 43 bells and 32 life-size figures, reenacts historical Bavarian events 3 times daily, drawing crowds who gather to witness this mechanical theater that has entertained visitors since 1908. The square's architectural ensemble includes the Gothic Old Town Hall, now housing a toy museum, and St. Peter's Church, whose tower climb rewards visitors with panoramic views across Munich's red-roofed landscape toward the distant Alps. Traditional shops, cafes, and restaurants surrounding the square offer everything from handcrafted souvenirs to refined Bavarian cuisine, while street performers and seasonal markets add spontaneous entertainment. The Christmas market transforms Marienplatz into a magical winter wonderland, with wooden stalls selling crafts, ornaments, and traditional treats, creating an atmosphere that embodies the Germanic Christmas tradition that has influenced celebrations worldwide. Neuschwanstein Castle embodies the fairy tale castle ideal that has captivated imaginations worldwide, inspiring Disney's Sleeping Beauty castle and countless other romantic interpretations. Perched dramatically on a rugged hilltop in the Bavarian Alps, this 19th century palace represents King Ludwig II's vision of medieval romanticism brought to life through advanced 19th century technology and craftsmanship. The castle's white limestone walls, soaring towers, and theatrical silhouette against the alpine backdrop create one of the world's most photographed architectural landmarks. The interior showcases Ludwig's obsession with Richard Wagner's operas and medieval legend, with elaborate throne room, singer's hall, and royal apartments decorated with murals depicting Germanic mythology and romantic literature. Despite its medieval appearance, the castle incorporated cutting-edge technology including central heating, running water, and telephone systems that made it more comfortable than many contemporary palaces. The surrounding landscape of alpine lakes, dense forests, and mountain peaks provide spectacular hiking opportunities, while the nearby village of Hohenschwangau offers traditional Bavarian hospitality. The approach to the castle, whether by foot, horse-drawn carriage, or shuttle bus, builds anticipation as this architectural fantasy gradually reveals itself through the forest canopy. Rothenburg ob der Tauber stands as Germany's best-preserved medieval town, where cobblestone streets, half-timbered houses, and ancient city walls create an authentic time capsule of medieval German life. This Franconian gem survived the destruction that befell many German cities, preserving its 14th century appearance so completely that walking its streets feels like traveling back in time. The town's strategic location on the Romantic Road makes it an essential stop for understanding German medieval culture and architecture. The medieval city walls, complete with towers and gates, can be walked in their entirety, providing elevated views across the town's red-tiled roofs and the Tauber River Valley beyond. The Market Square, dominated by the Gothic Town Hall and Renaissance Councilors Tavern, hosts traditional festivals and markets that bring medieval traditions to life. The Christmas Museum operates year-round, showcasing the evolution of German Christmas traditions and offering handcrafted ornaments from local artisans. Traditional restaurants serve Franconian specialties in atmospheric settings, while the famous Night Watchman's Tour provides entertaining historical storytelling as visitors explore the lamplit streets after dark. Dresden, known as the Florence of the Elbe, showcases Baroque architecture and cultural treasures that have been painstakingly restored following wartime destruction. The historic city center along the Elbe River presents one of Europe's most harmonious architectural ensembles, where the reconstructed Frauenkirche, the Baroque Zwinger Palace, and the Semperoper Opera House create a magnificent urban landscape. The city's cultural collections, housed in world-class museums, rival those of much larger capitals while maintaining an intimate, approachable atmosphere. The Zwinger Palace complex houses exceptional art collections, including the Old Masters Picture Gallery with works by Raphael, Vermeer, and other European masters. The Green Vault Treasure Chamber displays one of Europe's most spectacular collections of precious objects, including jewelry, ivory carvings, and goldsmith work that illustrate royal wealth and artistic achievement. The Semperoper, one of the world's most beautiful opera houses, continues Dresden's musical traditions with performances by internationally renowned artists. The Elbe River terraces provide pleasant walkways and beer gardens where locals and visitors enjoy views across the Baroque skyline, while the surrounding Saxon countryside offers castles, vineyards, and hiking opportunities in the nearby Saxon Switzerland region. Saxon Switzerland National Park protects one of Central Europe's most dramatic landscapes, where sandstone pillars, deep gorges, and table mountains create scenery that inspired romantic painters and continues to captivate outdoor enthusiasts. This unique geological formation along the Elbe River near Dresden offers world-class rock climbing, hiking, and photography opportunities in landscapes that seem more like the American Southwest than Central Europe. The park's most famous landmark, the Bastei Bridge, provides spectacular views across the Elbe Valley from a dramatic rock formation. The sandstone formations create a maze of canyons, arches, and pillars that provide endless exploration opportunities for hikers of all abilities. Well-marked trails lead to viewpoints, medieval castle ruins, and hidden valleys where traditional villages preserve Saxon rural culture. The park's biodiversity includes rare plants and animals adapted to the unique sandstone environment, while the Elbe River provides opportunities for boat trips that reveal the landscape from different perspectives. Traditional restaurants built into rock caves serve regional specialties, while nearby spa towns offer relaxation after days of outdoor adventure. The park's proximity to Dresden makes it easily accessible for day trips, though the extensive trail network rewards longer visits with increasingly remote and spectacular scenery. Kokum Castle crowns a vineyard-covered hill above the Moselle River, creating one of Germany's most picturesque castle settings. This medieval fortress, destroyed by French troops in 1689 and romantically rebuilt in the 19th century, overlooks the charming wine town of Kokum and the winding Moselle Valley. The castle tour reveals furnished rooms that recreate medieval and Renaissance court life, while the panoramic views from the castle terrace encompass vineyards, the meandering river, and traditional half-timbered villages. The surrounding Moselle Valley represents one of Germany's premier wine regions, where steep vineyard slopes produce exceptional Riesling wines in a landscape shaped by centuries of viticulture. The town of Cochem, below the castle, preserves medieval architecture along narrow streets filled with wine taverns, restaurants, and shops selling local products. River cruises provide relaxing ways to explore the valley's numerous castles, vineyards, and historic towns, while cycling paths follow the river between wine villages. The region's wine festivals throughout the growing season celebrate local viticulture with tastings, folk music, and traditional foods that showcase Moselle Valley culture. Munich's English Garden ranks among the world's largest urban parks, providing 910 acres of meadows, forests, streams, and lakes that create a natural oasis in Bavaria's capital. This landscape garden, designed in the late 18th century, follows English Romantic principles with winding paths, hidden viewpoints, and naturalistic plantings that encourage exploration and discovery. The park's most famous attraction, the Eisbach artificial wave, draws surfers year-round who ride the standing wave created by the flowing stream. The park's beer gardens, including the massive Chinesischer Turm Chinese Tower complex, serve traditional Bavarian refreshments under chestnut trees where locals and visitors mingle in gemütlich atmosphere. The Monopteros, a Greek temple replica on an artificial hill, provides elevated views across the park toward Munich's skyline in the distant Alps. The park's meadows accommodate everything from pickup soccer games to nude sunbathing, reflecting Munich's relaxed outdoor culture. Seasonal attractions include winter cross-country skiing, spring flower displays, and summer concerts that bring the community together in natural settings within the urban environment. Garmisch-Partenkirchen nestles in a dramatic alpine valley beneath Germany's highest peak, the Zugspitze, creating a perfect base for mountain adventures and traditional Bavarian experiences. This twin town combines Olympic winter sports heritage with authentic alpine culture, where traditional painted houses, mountain railways, and world-class ski facilities coexist in spectacular natural settings. The town's location provides easy access to high-altitude hiking, skiing, and mountaineering while maintaining charming village atmosphere. The Zugspitze, accessible by Kaguya Railway or cable car, offers spectacular panoramic views across 4 countries from Germany's highest point at 962 meters. The summit features restaurants, viewing platforms, and year-round skiing on Germany's highest glacier. The town itself preserves traditional Bavarian architecture with Luftelmalerei, facade paintings, decorating many buildings, while traditional restaurants serve hearty mountain cuisine. The surrounding region offers extensive hiking trails through alpine meadows, past mountain lakes, and up to mountain huts where traditional hospitality continues centuries-old customs. Winter transforms the area into a world-class ski destination with Olympic-quality facilities and extensive trail networks for Nordic skiing. Kellerwald-Edersee National Park protects one of Central Europe's last remaining primeval beech forests, where ancient trees create cathedral-like groves that showcase nature's architectural mastery. This UNESCO World Heritage Site in northern Hesse preserves pristine forest ecosystems that once covered much of Europe, providing crucial habitat for wildlife while offering visitors opportunities to experience wilderness within Germany's densely populated landscape. The park's diverse landscapes include deep valleys, rocky outcrops, and the massive Edersee Reservoir. The ancient beech forests create constantly changing seasonal displays, from spring's fresh green canopy to autumn's golden cathedral of leaves. Well-maintained hiking trails provide access to wilderness areas while minimizing human impact on sensitive ecosystems. The Edersee, one of Germany's largest reservoirs, offers water sports, scenic boat trips, and lakeside recreation facilities. The park's wildlife includes wild boar, red deer, and numerous bird species that thrive in the protected forest environment. Educational centers provide information about forest ecology and conservation, while guided tours reveal the intricate relationships that sustain these ancient woodland communities. Düsseldorf combines international sophistication with traditional Rhineland culture, creating a cosmopolitan atmosphere that reflects Germany's role in global commerce and culture. The city's elegant shopping district along Königsallee rivals Paris's Champs-Élysées, while the historic Altstadt preserves traditional architecture and brewing culture in what locals call the longest bar in the world for its concentration of pubs and restaurants. The city's substantial Japanese population, the largest in Germany, creates unique cultural fusion in restaurants, gardens, and cultural centers. The Rhine Promenade provides pleasant walkways with views across the river toward modern architecture and industrial heritage sites. The city's art scene centers around the Kunstsammlung Nordrhein-Westfalen, with comprehensive collections of modern and contemporary art housed in architecturally significant buildings. Düsseldorf's fashion industry, centered in the Königsallee district, makes it Germany's fashion capital with international designer boutiques and local ateliers. The city's culinary scene reflects its international character, with everything from traditional Rhineland brew houses to innovative restaurants representing dozens of world cuisines in sophisticated settings. Schwerin Castle appears to float on its island setting in Schwerin Lake, creating one of Germany's most romantic palace scenes. This fairy tale fortress, with its golden domes, ornate towers, and elaborate facade decorations, serves as the seat of the Mecklenburg-Vorpommern State Parliament while housing museums that preserve royal history and cultural treasures. The castle's unique location, accessible only by causeway, creates dramatic approaches that build anticipation as the elaborate architecture gradually reveals itself. The castle interior preserves royal apartments, throne rooms, and galleries that illustrate courtly life in the former Grand Duchy of Mecklenburg. The extensive collections include paintings, decorative arts, and historical artifacts that tell the region's story from medieval times through the modern era. The castle gardens combine formal Baroque designs with English landscape elements, creating seasonal displays and peaceful walkways around the lakeshore. The surrounding Schwerin Lake district offers additional palaces, parks, and recreational opportunities, while the historic city center preserves medieval and Baroque architecture in an intimate, small city atmosphere. Weimar holds a unique position in German cultural history as the birthplace of German classicism and the ill-fated Weimar Republic, where literary giants like Goethe and Schiller created works that defined German literature. This compact Thuringian city preserves numerous sites associated with the German Enlightenment, including Goethe's residence and gardens, Schiller's house, and the Duchess Anna Amalia Library with its stunning Rococo hall. The city's cultural density rivals much larger destinations while maintaining an intimate atmosphere where visitors can walk in the footsteps of European intellectual history. The Goethe National Museum provides comprehensive insights into the life and works of Germany's greatest writer, while his garden house and park offer peaceful retreats where he found inspiration for many masterworks. The Park under Ilm, designed as an English landscape garden, combines natural beauty with literary associations as Goethe's favorite walking area. Weimar's musical heritage includes the homes of Franz Liszt and the annual music festivals that continue the city's classical traditions. The nearby Buchenwald Memorial provides sobering reminders of darker historical periods, creating powerful contrasts that make Weimar a destination for understanding both the heights and depths of German culture. Nuremberg successfully balances its complex historical legacy with vibrant, modern culture, creating a city where medieval architecture, Renaissance art, and contemporary life coexist thoughtfully. The magnificently preserved Altstadt, surrounded by medieval walls and towers, contains the imposing imperial castle that dominated Holy Roman Empire politics for centuries. The city's role in both Nazi propaganda and post-war justice trials adds historical depth that requires thoughtful engagement with difficult subjects alongside appreciation of cultural achievements. The Germanisches National Museum houses Germany's largest collection of cultural artifacts, spanning prehistoric times through contemporary art and comprehensive displays that illuminate German cultural development. The Albrecht Dürer House preserves the workshop and residence of Germany's greatest Renaissance artist, while St. Lawrence Church showcases late Gothic architecture and sculpture. The famous Christmas market, dating from the 16th century, transforms the market square into a winter wonderland that attracts visitors from around the world. Modern Nuremberg thrives as a technology center while preserving its historical character through careful urban planning and restoration projects. Bamberg enchants visitors as one of Germany's best-preserved medieval cities, where 7 hills crowned with churches create a unique urban landscape along the Regnitz River. This UNESCO World Heritage Site survived World War II intact, preserving authentic medieval and Baroque architecture that tells 1,000 years of Franconian history. The city's unique geography, with its island old town connected by bridges and surrounded by market gardens, creates intimate neighborhoods perfect for walking exploration. The Imperial Cathedral houses the tomb of Holy Roman Emperor Henry II and remarkable medieval sculpture, while the adjacent Old Court preserves Renaissance architecture and gardens. The famous Old Town Hall, built on an artificial island in the river, creates one of Germany's most photographed architectural scenes with its ornate facade reflected in the flowing water. Bamberg's brewing tradition produces distinctive Rauch beer, smoked beer, in historic breweries where traditional methods continue centuries-old practices. The surrounding Franconian countryside offers additional cultural sites, traditional villages, and scenic drives through landscapes that inspired romantic painters and poets. Wernigerode captivates visitors as the colorful city in the Harz, where half-timbered houses painted in vibrant hues create one of Germany's most photogenic medieval townscapes. This fairy tale town at the foot of the Harz Mountains preserves over 1,000 half-timbered buildings spanning 5 centuries of architectural development, creating a living museum of traditional German building techniques. The town's romantic castle, perched on a hill overlooking the medieval center, completes the storybook setting. The medieval market square, surrounded by guild houses and merchant residences with elaborate timber framing, hosts traditional markets and festivals that bring historical periods to life. The narrow crooked house, Das Schiefe Haus, leaning dramatically due to foundation settling, has become a beloved local landmark and museum. Wernigerode serves as a gateway to the Harz National Park, where steam trains of the Harz narrow-gauge railways provide scenic journeys through mountain forests to the summit of the Brocken, northern Germany's highest peak. The surrounding region offers excellent hiking, traditional crafts workshops, and mountain villages that preserve authentic Harz cultural traditions. Erfurt, Thuringia's capital, preserves one of Germany's most complete medieval city centers, where Gothic churches, Renaissance merchant houses, and Baroque palaces create an architectural ensemble that spans nearly a millennium. The city's unique Kramerbrücke, Merchant's Bridge, lined with half-timbered shops and houses, represents one of Europe's few remaining inhabited bridges and creates a magical shopping experience above the flowing river. Erfurt's role in Martin Luther's education adds religious historical significance to its cultural attractions. The Cathedral Hill Complex, featuring the Gothic Cathedral and St. Severy Church, dominates the city's skyline and houses remarkable medieval art, including stained glass windows and carved altarpieces. The surrounding squares and streets preserve medieval layout and architecture, while the Augustinian monastery, where Luther lived as a monk, provides insights into Reformation history. Erfurt's flower and garden tradition, evident in the Eggepark Botanical Garden, reflects centuries of horticultural excellence. The city's compact size makes it perfect for walking exploration, while the surrounding Thuringian countryside offers castles, traditional villages, and cultural sites associated with German classical literature. Aachen holds a unique position in European history as Charlemagne's capital and coronation site for German kings, where the magnificent cathedral preserves Carolingian architecture and imperial treasures. This Western German city near the Belgian and Dutch borders combines ancient imperial heritage with modern international character, creating a destination where European unity has deep historical roots. The cathedral's octagonal chapel, built by Charlemagne in around 800 AD, represents one of Europe's most significant early medieval architectural achievements. The cathedral treasury houses priceless relics and artifacts associated with the Charlemagne and the Holy Roman Empire, including the golden shrine containing his remains and liturgical objects of extraordinary artistic value. Aachen's thermal springs, enjoyed since Roman times, continue to attract visitors to modern spa facilities that combine historical bathing traditions with contemporary wellness treatments. The city center preserves medieval streets and squares where the Gothic town hall, built on the foundations of Charlemagne's palace, continues to serve civic functions. The city's location makes it an ideal base for exploring the tri-border region, with easy access to Dutch and Belgian cultural sites in the beautiful Eiffel National Park. Münster embodies the best of German university town culture, where bicycle-friendly streets, historic architecture, and vibrant student life create an atmosphere that perfectly balances tradition with youthful energy. This Westphalian city preserves its medieval character through the reconstructed historic center, where St. Paul's Cathedral and the historic town hall represent centuries of religious and civic architecture. The city's flat landscape and extensive bicycle path network make cycling the preferred transportation method, creating a uniquely sustainable urban environment. The Principal Markt, with its gabled merchant houses and covered walkways, provides elegant shopping and dining in historical settings, while the weekly markets bring local farmers and artisans into the city center. Münster's role in ending the 30 Years' War is commemorated in the Peace Hall, where the original treaty negotiations took place. The city's numerous parks and gardens, including the Botanical Garden with its tropical greenhouses, provide recreation and natural beauty within the urban environment. The vibrant cultural scene, supported by the university community, offers everything from classical concerts in historic venues to contemporary art exhibitions and innovative restaurants that reflect the city's cosmopolitan character. Essen exemplifies successful industrial transformation, where former coal mines and steelworks have evolved into cultural venues and parks that celebrate both industrial heritage and post-industrial creativity. The Zollverein Coal Mine and Industrial Complex, now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, showcases industrial architecture at its most impressive while housing museums, performance venues, and design centers. This Ruhr Valley city demonstrates how industrial regions can reinvent themselves as cultural and educational centers. The Museum Folkwang houses one of Germany's most important art collections, with comprehensive holdings spanning from 19th century masters through contemporary works in a building that exemplifies modern museum architecture. The industrial landscape has been transformed into parks, cultural venues, and recreational areas that provide green spaces while preserving industrial heritage. The city's cultural program, including its role as European Capital of Culture in 2010, continues to attract international attention for innovative programming that bridges industrial history with contemporary creativity. The surrounding Ruhr Valley offers additional industrial heritage sites, modern art venues, and examples of successful urban renewal that make the region a model for post-industrial development. Lindau enchants visitors as a fairy tale island town in Lake Constance, where medieval architecture meets alpine scenery in one of Germany's most romantic settings. Connected to the mainland by bridge and causeway, this Bavarian gem preserves its medieval character through narrow cobblestone streets, colorful burger houses, and the famous harbor entrance guarded by a lighthouse and Bavarian lion statue. The town's unique island location creates intimate atmosphere where visitors can walk the entire perimeter in less than an hour while enjoying lake and mountain views. The medieval Old Town Hall with its painted facade and the Romanesque St. Peter's Church showcased centuries of architectural development, while the harbor promenade provides pleasant walks with views across the lake toward the Austrian and Swiss Alps. Traditional restaurants serve fresh lake fish and regional specialties in atmospheric settings, while boutique shops offer local crafts and alpine products. The surrounding Lake Constance region provides opportunities for boat excursions, cycling tours through orchards and vineyards, and visits to nearby Austria and Switzerland. The mild climate, influenced by the large lake, supports Mediterranean vegetation that creates surprisingly lush landscapes for this northern alpine location. Kiel combines maritime heritage with modern port city vitality, where the Baltic Sea creates both economic opportunity and recreational attraction. This Schleswig-Holstein capital serves as a major ferry hub connecting Germany with Scandinavia while preserving naval history and world-class museums and historic ships. The Kiel Canal, connecting the Baltic and North Seas, provides fascinating ship-watching opportunities as vessels from around the world transit this crucial waterway. The German Naval Museum and submarine U-995 offer comprehensive insights into maritime history, while the annual Kiel Week Sailing Regatta brings international competition and festivities to the waterfront. The rebuilt city center, reconstructed after wartime destruction, provides modern shopping and cultural facilities, while the waterfront promenade offers pleasant walks with harbor views. The surrounding Baltic coastline features beautiful beaches, fishing villages, and opportunities for sailing and water sports. The region's flat landscape provides excellent cycling opportunities through coastal marshlands and traditional farming communities that preserve North German cultural traditions. Potsdam serves as Brandenburg's elegant capital, where Prussian royal palaces and gardens create one of Europe's most impressive royal landscapes just outside Berlin. This UNESCO World Heritage City preserves over 150 buildings from the 18th and 19th centuries, including Sanssouci Palace, the New Palace, and numerous other royal residences set within carefully designed park landscapes. The city's role as a center of European diplomacy, from Frederick the Great's court through the 1945 Potsdam Conference, adds historical significance to its architectural splendor. The extensive park system connects multiple palaces and gardens through landscape pathways that provide pleasant walks and cycling routes between major attractions. The historic city center preserves Baroque and neoclassical architecture, including the reconstructed city palace and the distinctive Russian Orthodox Church. Potsdam's modern cultural scene includes world-class museums, theaters, and the renowned Babelsberg Film Studio, continuing the city's artistic traditions. The Havel River and surrounding lakes provide opportunities for boat excursions and water sports, while the proximity to Berlin makes Potsdam easily accessible for day trips or longer stays exploring the extensive palace and garden complexes. Hanover successfully combines commercial importance with cultural sophistication, creating a modern German city where international trade fairs coexist with historic architecture and extensive green spaces. The reconstructed Old Town preserves medieval and Renaissance buildings around the Market Church and Old Town Hall, while the modern city center provides excellent shopping and dining options. The city's extensive English-style gardens and parks, including the Herrenhäuser Garten, create some of Germany's most impressive urban green spaces. The new town hall, with its unique dome and elevator providing city views, represents early 20th century civic architecture at its most ambitious. Hanover's role as a trade fair center brings international visitors year-round, supporting a cosmopolitan restaurant scene and cultural programming. The Majestic artificial lake provides recreation opportunities within the city, while the surrounding Lüneburg Heath offers natural landscapes and traditional villages. The city's efficient public transportation system and bicycle-friendly infrastructure make it easy to explore both urban attractions and the surrounding countryside. Quedlinburg preserves one of Germany's most complete medieval townscapes, where over 300 half-timbered houses spanning 6 centuries create a UNESCO World Heritage Site of extraordinary architectural significance. This Saxony-Anhalt gem survived both world wars and socialist-era neglect to emerge as a perfectly preserved example of Central European medieval urban development. The town's hilltop castle and collegiate church complex dominates the medieval streets, creating dramatic focal points for the historic urban landscape. The St. Them. Servatius Church houses the tomb of King Henry I and remarkable medieval treasures, while the Castle Museum provides comprehensive insights into early German history and the Holy Roman Empire. The medieval market square, surrounded by Renaissance guild houses and the ornate town hall, hosts traditional markets and festivals that bring historical periods to life. The narrow streets reveal architectural details and craftsmanship techniques that illustrate medieval building traditions, while boutique shops and restaurants occupy historical buildings. The surrounding Harz Mountains provide additional cultural sites and outdoor recreation opportunities. Rostock combined Hanseatic League heritage with vibrant university culture, creating a Baltic port city where medieval brick Gothic architecture meets contemporary German urban life. The city's strategic location on the Warnow River near the Baltic Sea created wealth that funded impressive churches, merchant houses, and civic buildings that survived wartime destruction. The nearby seaside resort of Warnemünde provides beach recreation and maritime atmosphere just minutes from the historic city center. The St. Mary. Mary's Church houses a remarkable astronomical clock dating from 1472 and provides panoramic city views from its tower, while the medieval city walls preserve gates and defensive structures. The University, one of Northern Europe's oldest, creates youthful energy through student life and cultural programming. The harbor area combines working port facilities with recreational marinas, restaurants, and cultural venues housed in converted warehouses. The surrounding Mecklenburg countryside offers additional Hanseatic cities, Baltic beaches, and the Müritz National Park with its pristine lakes and forests. Kassel uniquely combines Baroque royal heritage with contemporary art innovation, where the UNESCO World Heritage Bergpark Wilhelmshöhe provides spectacular hillside gardens crowned by the iconic Hercules Monument. This Hessian city reinvented itself after wartime destruction as a center for modern art and design, most famously through the Documenta exhibition that occurs every 5 years and transforms the city into a global contemporary art destination. The contrast between 18th century landscape architecture and cutting-edge contemporary art creates a unique cultural experience. The Berg Park's elaborate water features, cascades, And architectural follies create one of Europe's most impressive hillside parks, culminating in the massive Hercules statue that dominates the city skyline. The Brothers Grimm Museum celebrates the fairy tale collectors who worked in Kassel, while the Neue Galerie houses important collections of modern and contemporary art. The reconstructed city center combines practical urban planning with cultural facilities, while the surrounding region offers traditional villages, forests, and cultural sites associated with German folklore and literature. Passau enchants visitors as the city of three rivers, where the Danube, Inn, and Ilz converge in a dramatic confluence surrounded by hills and Baroque architecture. This Bavarian border city combines Austrian influence with German traditions, creating a unique cultural atmosphere in one of Europe's most beautifully situated urban settings. The Italian Baroque architecture, unusual in Germany, reflects the city's role as a trading center and episcopal seat with international connections. St. Stephen's Cathedral houses the world's largest church organ with over 17,000 pipes, while the Baroque Old Town creates elegant streetscapes along the riverfront. The Oberhaus Fortress, perched high above the city, provides spectacular views across the three rivers and houses museums dedicated to regional history and culture. Danube River cruises departing from Passau provide access to Austria and the scenic Wachau Valley, while the surrounding Bavarian forest offers hiking, traditional villages, and cultural sites. The city's compact size makes it perfect for walking exploration, while its border location provides easy access to Austria and Czech Republic. Germany awaits your discovery, a country where every region offers unique treasures and unforgettable experiences. From the soaring spires of Cologne Cathedral to the fairy tale romance of Neuschwanstein Castle, from Berlin's dynamic urban energy to the serene beauty of Lake Constance, Germany provides journeys that will enrich your understanding of European culture, history, and natural beauty. Whether you're drawn to world-class museums, spectacular landscapes, culinary traditions, or vibrant modern cities, Germany delivers experiences that satisfy every traveler's dreams. The country's excellent transportation infrastructure makes it easy to explore multiple regions, while the variety of accommodations from luxury hotels to charming guest houses ensures comfortable stays in every price range. German hospitality, combined with the country's commitment to quality and attention to detail, guarantees memorable experiences that will exceed your expectations. Each season brings different attractions: spring's blooming landscapes, summer's festivals and outdoor activities, autumn's golden forests and wine harvests, and winter's magical Christmas markets and alpine sports. Don't let another year pass without experiencing Germany's incredible diversity and cultural richness. Start planning your German adventure today by researching flights, accommodations, and creating your personalized itinerary based on your interests and travel style. Whether you have a weekend or several weeks, Germany offers experiences that will create lasting memories and inspire return visits. Book your trip to Germany now and prepare to discover why this remarkable country continues to captivate travelers from around the world. Your German adventure begins with a single decision. Make it today and prepare for the journey of a lifetime.